Somewhere in the hidden depths of your mind, a quiet but insistent message is waiting to be heard. It's not loud or obvious. It doesn't scream for your attention. Instead, it reveals itself in subtle yet powerful ways. Most people spend their entire lives missing these signals, brushing them off as coincidences, random thoughts, or strange occurrences. But ignoring them doesn't make them disappear. If anything, it only makes them grow louder and harder to ignore. What if I told you that your subconscious has been trying to send you urgent messages all along? Signs that something isn't right, that you need to pay attention, or that a critical shift is coming in your life. These aren't just feelings or passing thoughts. They're clear signals, manifesting in ways you might not expect. Today, we're going to reveal 10 shocking signs that your subconscious is trying to wake you up. Some of these signs you might already recognize: recurring dreams, unshakable feelings of déjà vu, or moments of synchronicity that seem too perfect to be random. But there are others you might not have considered, signals so subtle yet so telling that once you recognize them, you'll never see your reality the same way again. And here's the thing. These signs aren't just random quirks of the human brain. They're deeply rooted in your mind's effort to communicate with you. Whether it's through symbolic dreams, physical sensations, or unexplainable moments that stop you in your tracks. As we explore these signs, keep an open mind, because when we get to sign number 7, you'll realize how it directly connects to that unexplainable experience you had last week. Yes, the one you still think about, even if it felt like nothing at the time. Your subconscious doesn't rely on words. It uses a unique language of its own. But to understand it, you need to pay attention to those moments that feel off, strange, or out of place. Because often, those are the moments where the message is clearest. Are you ready to uncover what your mind has been trying to tell you? Let's start by exploring the first sign. The recurring dreams that might be much more than they seem. Sign number 1, recurring dreams. Last night, it happened again. That same dream. The same scene playing out like a broken record stuck on repeat. You wake up, shaking your head, dismissing it as your mind's way of replaying the day's events, or maybe just random nonsense. But what if it's not? Recurring dreams are one of the clearest signs that your subconscious is trying to break through the noise. These aren't just simple reruns of your day. They're messages, signals encoded in imagery and emotions, designed to catch your attention. Think about it. Why would your brain keep returning to the same dreamscape over and over unless it was trying to tell you something important? Let's break this down. Dreams are your mind's way of processing unresolved emotions, deep-seated fears, and hidden desires. They speak in symbols, sometimes bizarre, sometimes haunting, but always meaningful. That dream where you're endlessly falling is not just about fear. It's about control, or rather, the lack of it. The recurring vision of being chased. It's not the figure behind you that matters. It's what you're running from in your waking life. Science backs this up. Studies have shown that recurring dreams often appear when there's unresolved stress or a significant life change looming on the horizon. Your subconscious is waving a red flag, trying to push the unresolved issue to the forefront of your mind. It's asking, are you paying attention yet? But here's the twist. Not all recurring dreams are negative. Sometimes they're guiding you towards something. Perhaps it's the persistent dream of standing at a crossroads, unable to decide which path to take. This isn't just your brain creating random visuals. It's a reflection of real-life indecision, urging you to confront the choices you're avoiding. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. Certain symbols are universal. Water often represents emotions. Flying? That's freedom or ambition. Losing your teeth? A classic sign of anxiety about control or self-esteem. But many symbols are personal, tied to your unique experiences and subconscious mind. That's why it's crucial to look beyond the surface and ask yourself, what is my mind trying to show me? And then there's the emotional aspect. How do these dreams make you feel? Are they unsettling? Do they leave you anxious, confused, or even relieved? These emotions are clues, breadcrumbs leading you to the heart of the message. Recurring dreams aren't just dreams. They're your subconscious pressing the replay button on an unresolved issue, hoping you'll finally pay attention. They're the first signal, the opening act in your mind's attempt to wake you up. But dreams are just the beginning. If you think they're intense, wait until you learn how your body might be screaming for your attention in ways you've never noticed. Let's move to the next sign: unexplainable physical sensations. Sign number 2: unexplainable physical sensations. Have you ever felt a sudden shiver run down your spine, out of nowhere? Or maybe a strange jolt of energy that made your heart race, even though nothing was happening around you? These moments might seem random, but they're far from meaningless. Your body is a powerful communicator, and sometimes it's the vessel your subconscious uses to send you a message. Think about it, your mind and body are deeply interconnected. When your subconscious is trying to reach you, it doesn't just stop at dreams. It uses your physical senses, subtle shifts in energy, tension, or even discomfort, as a way of getting your attention. Those unexplainable sensations? They're not just quirks of biology. They're signals. Let's start with chills. A sudden, inexplicable shiver can occur when your subconscious picks up on something your conscious mind has missed. Maybe it's an emotional response to a thought you weren't fully aware of, or a reaction to an environment that doesn't feel right. Your body knows before you do, sending that shiver as a warning, or sometimes as a sign of alignment, like when something feels deeply, inexplicably true. And what about those moments of tension, like a tightness in your chest or a knot in your stomach? Science tells us that stress and anxiety often manifest physically, but there's more to it than that. Sometimes these sensations aren't linked to a direct cause, at least not one you're aware of. They're the result of suppressed emotions, fear, doubt, or unresolved conflicts, bubbling up to the surface, begging for your attention. Even sudden jolts of energy or restlessness can be signals. You might feel your heart racing, your hands tingling, or an overwhelming urge to move or act. This isn't just random adrenaline. It's your subconscious pushing you, saying, "There's something here. Pay attention to this moment." The science of the body-mind connection supports this. The vagus nerve, for instance, links your brain to your body's vital organs. When your subconscious detects stress or unresolved emotions, it triggers physical responses, sometimes in subtle ways, like an unexpected ache, and other times in more dramatic ways, like a full-blown panic attack. But these sensations aren't always tied to fear or discomfort. Sometimes they're tied to clarity. Have you ever had goosebumps during a moment of realization or a sudden calmness after making a tough decision? That's your subconscious confirming you're on the right path, sending a wave of alignment through your body. Here's the key. These physical sensations are your body's language. They're how your subconscious bypasses your conscious thoughts to get its message across. The next time you feel an unexplainable sensation, stop and take note. What were you thinking? Where were you? What emotions bubbled to the surface in that moment? Your body is speaking. Are you listening? Because while these physical signals are powerful, they're only one piece of the puzzle. Next, we'll explore something even more mysterious. Those strange moments when reality itself seems to glitch. Let's talk about déjà vu. Sign number 3: déjà vu moments. Time slows. The air feels heavier, charged with an unshakable sense of familiarity. You pause, caught in the eerie realization that you've lived this moment before. Déjà vu. It's one of the strangest experiences we encounter, and it might just be one of the loudest signals from your subconscious. But what is déjà vu really? Is it a glitch in your brain's wiring? A fleeting memory misplaced in time? Or could it be something deeper, your subconscious nudging you to pay attention to the present moment? Let's start with the science. Neuroscientists believe déjà vu occurs when your brain mistakenly processes a new experience as something familiar. It's like a wiring hiccup, where short-term memories overlap with long-term ones, creating the illusion that you've been here before. But even science admits there's more to this phenomenon than meets the eye. Because here's the thing, déjà vu doesn't just happen randomly. It often strikes during significant moments. When you're on the verge of a big decision, meeting someone important, or walking into a situation that could shape your future. This is no accident. It's your subconscious flagging the moment, urging you to stop and consider why it feels so significant. Some researchers suggest that déjà vu might be linked to our intuition, a way for the subconscious to draw our attention to key moments in our lives. Think about it. That strange sense of familiarity, that gut feeling that you've been here before, it's not just a glitch. It's a signal, a way for your subconscious to say, this moment matters. Pay attention. And then there's the more mysterious angle. Could déjà vu be tied to experiences you've forgotten, or even ones you've dreamed about? Many people report experiencing déjà vu in situations that feel eerily similar to dreams they've had before. In these cases, it's almost as if your subconscious is replaying a memory or a premonition, pulling it into your conscious awareness. There's also a spiritual perspective. Some believe déjà vu is a sign of alignment with your life's path, a moment where your conscious and subconscious mind briefly sync, creating that intense sense of familiarity. Others see it as a ripple in the fabric of time, a glimpse into parallel experiences or alternate possibilities. Regardless of the interpretation, one thing is clear: déjà vu is a moment of heightened awareness. It's a pause in the flow of your reality, a chance to ask yourself, why does this feel so familiar? What is my mind trying to show me? The next time déjà vu strikes, don't brush it off. Stop. Take a moment to reflect. Where are you? Who are you with? What decisions are you about to make? These moments aren't random. They're breadcrumbs left by your subconscious, guiding you towards something bigger. But déjà vu is just one piece of the puzzle. What happens when the universe itself starts sending you signs? Let's move to the next clue your subconscious is trying to wake you up. Synchronicities. Sign number for synchronicities. You check the clock, 11:11. Later, you glance at a receipt, and the total comes to $11.11. Then, a friend casually mentions seeing 11:11 earlier that day. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe it's something much bigger. Synchronicities, those seemingly random yet eerily meaningful coincidences, are one of the most powerful ways your subconscious speaks to you. They're not just strange quirks of fate. They're moments where your inner world and the external reality collide in ways that demand your attention. The term synchronicity was introduced by Carl Jung, the legendary psychologist who believed these events were more than chance. He argued that synchronicities occur when a deeper connection exists between your thoughts, feelings, and the world around you. In Jung's view, these moments aren't random. They're meaningful, woven into the fabric of your subconscious mind's attempt to guide you. Think about the last time synchronicity showed up in your life. Maybe you were debating whether to take a new job, and suddenly you kept seeing references to that career field everywhere, on billboards, in books, even in passing conversations. Or perhaps you thought about an old friend, only to have them call you out of the blue. These aren't mere coincidences. They're signs. But why do these events happen? Science suggests that our brains are wired to recognize patterns, even where none might exist. While this may explain the mechanics, it doesn't account for the profound sense of meaning synchronicities often carry. That feeling you get when everything aligns perfectly, almost as if the universe is winking at you, that's your subconscious tuning in to something greater. Synchronicities often show up when we're at a crossroads, facing decisions, or seeking clarity. Your subconscious picks up on subtle cues, piecing together information that your conscious mind might miss. It's like an internal GPS, nudging you toward the right path by creating moments that feel impossible to ignore. But these moments aren't always about guidance. They can also be confirmations. A sudden flood of synchronicities might be your subconscious reassuring you that you're on the right track, aligning your thoughts and actions with a deeper truth. Numbers, names, symbols, even songs on the radio. Synchronicities can take many forms. The key is to pay attention. What's happening in your life when these events occur? What thoughts or emotions are tied to them? Often, the answer lies not in the event itself, but in what it stirs within you. Here's the takeaway. Synchronicities are your subconscious breaking through the noise of your daily life. They're your mind's way of saying, look closer. There's something important here. And once you start noticing them, they'll appear more often, as if your subconscious is waiting for you to finally connect the dots. But synchronicities are just the beginning. Next, we'll explore a signal that's even more personal, something that feels almost magical when it happens: your intuitive hunches. Sign number 5: intuitive hunches. You walk into a room, and something feels off. No one has said a word, but you know. Or maybe you meet someone for the first time, and within seconds you're hit with an overwhelming sense of trust or suspicion. These are your intuitive hunches, those fleeting but powerful insights that seem to arise out of nowhere. But here's the truth. They're not random. They're your subconscious speaking directly to you. Intuition is often dismissed as a gut feeling, a hunch, or even luck, but it's far more complex than that. Your subconscious is constantly collecting and processing information, picking up on patterns, body language, and subtle environmental cues that your conscious mind doesn't register. It's this vast reservoir of unseen knowledge that fuels your intuition. Think about it. How often have you ignored an intuitive nudge, only to regret it later? That voice in the back of your mind urging you to cancel plans, only for something to go wrong? Or the strong pull to take a chance on an opportunity that turns out to be life-changing? These moments aren't accidents. They're your subconscious processing the data it's been quietly gathering and delivering it in the form of a feeling you can't quite explain. Science supports the validity of intuition. Research has shown that our brains can make decisions in milliseconds, often faster than we can consciously process them. This rapid cognition is what gives intuition its edge. It's not guessing. It's your subconscious connecting the dots faster than your conscious mind ever could. But intuition isn't just about warnings or decisions. It can also guide you toward alignment. Maybe you feel drawn to a certain place or person for reasons you can't articulate, only to discover it leads to an unexpected but meaningful opportunity. These moments feel magical, almost as if your subconscious is leading you exactly where you need to go. So how can you strengthen this connection? Start by listening. The next time you get that gut feeling, whether it's a sense of unease, excitement, or calm, pause and take note. What triggered it? What's your body telling you? By acknowledging these moments instead of dismissing them, you create space for your intuition to guide you more clearly. And here's the thing, intuition is personal. It doesn't always make sense to others, and it doesn't have to. What matters is that it resonates with you. When your intuition speaks, it's your subconscious cutting through the noise of logic, fear, and doubt to deliver a truth you need to hear. But as powerful as intuition is, it's only one of the many ways your subconscious tries to communicate. Up next, we'll take a step back and examine a larger pattern, a crucial interruption in this list that might explain why these signals keep showing up in your life. Before we uncover the most shocking signs, let's take a moment to step back and reflect. Why does your subconscious go to such great lengths to communicate with you? What's the purpose behind these dreams, sensations, hunches, and strange coincidences? Here's the truth. Your subconscious isn't trying to scare you. It's not trying to overwhelm you or disrupt your life. Its goal is simple: to wake you up. Think of your subconscious as a quiet observer, always watching, always processing, always protecting. It notices the things you overlook, the subtle shifts in your environment, the suppressed emotions you refuse to face, and the opportunities you let pass by. And when it senses something important, whether it's a hidden truth, an unresolved issue, or a critical decision, it steps in. The signals we've talked about so far are its way of saying, pay attention. Something in your life needs to change. These signs don't just appear randomly. They surface when your subconscious recognizes that you're drifting too far from alignment, when you're stuck in patterns that no longer serve you, ignoring your intuition, or resisting the truth. But here's the thing, you have to choose to listen. Your subconscious can send chills down your spine, flash déjà vu into your reality, and fill your dreams with symbols, but it can't force you to act. That part is up to you. So as we move into the final, most intense signs, ask yourself, what am I ignoring? What truth am I afraid to face? What changes have I been resisting? These signals aren't punishments, they're wake-up calls. Now that we've paused to reflect, it's time to pick up the pace. The next signs your subconscious sends are the ones that leave the biggest impact. The ones you can't unsee, ignore, or forget. Let's move to sign number 6 and uncover what's waiting for you in the shadows of your own mind. Sign number 6, emotional overwhelm at random moments. You're sitting in a quiet room, scrolling through your phone, when suddenly it hits you. A wave of sadness, anger, or even joy crashes over you, seemingly out of nowhere. You try to shake it off, but the feeling lingers, heavy and unexplainable. These moments might seem random, but they're anything but. Emotional overwhelm, especially when it appears without an obvious trigger, is one of the most striking ways your subconscious tries to break through. Emotions are the language of your subconscious mind. While your conscious thoughts operate in words and logic, your subconscious communicates in feelings. When an emotion seems to come out of the blue, it's a sign that your subconscious is trying to bring something buried beneath the surface into the light. Think about it. Have you ever suddenly felt a lump in your throat while talking to someone, even though the conversation seemed ordinary? Or maybe you felt a burst of happiness in the middle of a monotonous day, tied to nothing specific. These feelings aren't accidents, they're clues. Sometimes these emotions are linked to unresolved issues. Your subconscious stores experiences, memories, and feelings that you haven't fully processed. Over time, these can bubble up when triggered by something in your environment. A song, a scent, even a passing thought you didn't consciously notice. Your subconscious uses these moments to remind you, this still matters. This still needs your attention. Other times, emotional overwhelm is your intuition speaking. If you're walking into a situation that doesn't feel right or interacting with someone whose energy clashes with yours, your subconscious might flood you with discomfort or unease. On the flip side, it might send a surge of joy or calm when you're aligned with something that serves your growth. The science behind this lies in how your brain processes emotions. The amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for emotional responses, works closely with your subconscious. It reacts before your conscious mind has time to analyze what's happening. That's why you can feel something before you understand it. Your subconscious knows first, and your conscious mind catches up later. But here's the twist. Ignoring these emotions doesn't make them go away. If anything, it makes them louder. That sudden frustration, sadness, or elation, it will keep returning until you acknowledge it and address the underlying cause. So, the next time you're hit with an unexplainable wave of emotion, pause. Don't push it away or distract yourself. Instead, ask, what is this feeling trying to tell me? What's happening in my life right now that might be connected? Your subconscious is giving you the key, you just have to turn it. And while emotions can be powerful indicators, they're not the only tool your subconscious uses to guide you. Sometimes it works on a much larger scale, aligning events in your life in ways you can't ignore. Let's move to the next sign, the breakdowns that lead to breakthroughs. Sign number 7, bizarre or unexplainable experiences. You've probably had one of those moments where reality feels off. Something strange happens. Maybe it's a situation that feels surreal, or a conversation that takes an unexpected turn. It's as if the universe has shifted for just a second, and everything feels oddly significant. These experiences might be bizarre or unexplainable, but they're often the clearest signs that your subconscious is trying to wake you up. We all experience moments that defy logic. Maybe you've encountered a person who seems too familiar, even though you've never met them. Or perhaps you've found yourself in a place that feels like déjà vu, except it's even stranger. like you've been there before in another life or another version of reality. These bizarre occurrences are more than coincidences. They're your subconscious shaking things up to get your attention. The strange thing about these experiences is that they often come at pivotal moments in your life. Maybe you're at a crossroads, considering a big decision, or questioning your current path. When these moments arise, they can feel like a sign from the universe, as if something larger than yourself is guiding you toward the right choice. It's not always clear at first, but over time, these experiences reveal their meaning. One explanation for these bizarre occurrences could be that your subconscious is processing experiences and memories from the past, sometimes ones you aren't consciously aware of. These moments might connect you to deeper parts of yourself, or even to unresolved experiences that you need to confront. Your subconscious is bringing these things to the surface, giving you the opportunity to address them before they affect your future. Another possibility is that these strange events are what some call cosmic nudges. They may come in the form of a random encounter or an unexpected situation that seems to be guiding you. These nudges are often linked to synchronicity and intuition, urging you to act, make a change, or consider a new perspective. But perhaps the most powerful part of these bizarre experiences is how they make you feel. They cause you to question your reality, challenge your perceptions, and reconsider what you know about yourself and the world around you. They force you to be more present, more aware, and more open to new possibilities. The key here is to pay attention. Your subconscious isn't sending you strange experiences for no reason. These events are wake-up calls, meant to break you out of your routine and open your eyes to something important. The more you embrace them, the more they will show up, guiding you toward deeper understanding and personal growth. As we move forward, let's explore an even more intense sign, one that could change your life in a single moment. Major life disruptions. Sign number 8, major life disruptions. One day, everything seems to be going smoothly. Then, out of nowhere, life throws a curveball. A relationship falls apart, a job disappears, or something unexpectedly shatters your sense of normalcy. First, it feels like a disaster, but what if it's not just bad luck? What if these disruptions are part of your subconscious waking you up, forcing you to reassess your path and make critical changes? Major life disruptions are among the most intense signs your subconscious can send. They're not always easy to process, and they certainly don't feel pleasant in the moment. But sometimes, it takes a significant shake-up to get you out of your comfort zone and onto the path you're meant to follow. Let's be honest, we all get comfortable. We fall into routines, make compromises, and settle into patterns of behavior that feel safe, even if they no longer serve us. The problem with staying too comfortable is that it can prevent growth. It can keep you stuck in a life that doesn't fully align with who you're meant to be. That's where major disruptions come in. Think about the last time something unexpected happened to you. Perhaps you lost a job that you thought was secure, or a friendship ended abruptly. In the moment, it probably felt like chaos. But looking back, how did it shape you? Did it push you to reassess your goals? Did it force you to let go of something that was holding you back? Did it make you rethink the way you were living? These disruptions aren't signs of failure, they're signs of change. They act as catalysts, breaking apart the things in your life that no longer align with your true self. In many cases, these disruptions create the space for something new to emerge, whether it's a new opportunity, a new relationship, or a new mindset. But why does your subconscious need to be so dramatic? Simple, it wants to wake you up. If you've been ignoring the subtle signals, dreams, hunches, emotional overwhelm, your subconscious will escalate its message. It understands that the only way to get your attention might be to throw you into the deep end, forcing you to take action. However, this doesn't mean that every major disruption is a direct signal from your subconscious. Life is unpredictable, and some events are simply the result of external factors. But when you look back at your biggest disruptions, you'll often find a pattern. They changed your trajectory in ways that were necessary for your personal growth. The next time you face a significant disruption, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, what is this trying to teach me? How is this event pushing me toward growth? These moments aren't the end. They're the beginning of a new chapter. Up next, we'll uncover another powerful sign. A shift in your perception of time. Something that feels like a glitch in your own timeline. Sign number 9. A shift in your perception of time. You glance at the clock. Only a few minutes have passed. But when you check again, hours have somehow slipped away. Or maybe it's the opposite. An entire day feels like it passed in the blink of an eye, and you can't recall how you spent it. Suddenly, your concept of time doesn't make sense. Feels warped, distorted, as if the universe is playing tricks on you. This, too, is a sign that your subconscious is trying to get your attention. Changes in your perception of time are often linked to profound shifts in your mental and emotional state. When you're deeply immersed in a moment, whether it's a state of flow, intense focus, or even a powerful emotional experience, time tends to lose its grip. You might lose track of time entirely, absorbed in an activity, or feel as though time is moving too quickly or too slowly, depending on the situation. But beyond just losing track of time, this experience can also signify that you're undergoing a deeper transformation. When your subconscious is trying to guide you, it may alter your relationship with time as a way to break through the monotony of your daily existence. It's a sign that you're moving into a new phase, one where the usual rules and boundaries of time don't apply. Think about times in your life when you felt out of sync with the world around you. Maybe you were going through a period of intense personal growth, or perhaps you were facing a decision that felt like it would change the course of your life. In these moments, time often seems fluid, almost malleable, because your mind is preoccupied with something much bigger than the clock. But what does this time distortion actually mean? Essentially, it's your subconscious urging you to focus on the present moment. When you're caught up in the flow of life, focused on what truly matters, time becomes less important. The past fades away, the future becomes irrelevant, and all that matters is the now. This shift can also happen when you're on the verge of a major breakthrough. It's as if time slows down just before the big realization hits, giving you the space to fully absorb the changes you're about to experience. Or, conversely, time may speed up when you're resisting growth or change, creating a sense of urgency that propels you to act. So, if you've found yourself questioning your relationship with time lately, it's worth considering, what's changing in my life right now? What am I avoiding, or what am I embracing? Your subconscious might be asking you to look at time not as a measurement, but as a guide, pointing you to the moments and decisions that are most significant for your growth. Now that we've explored the impact of time on your consciousness, let's look at the final sign that will truly leave you in awe. A sudden awakening that shakes your entire reality. Sign number 10, a sudden awakening. Out of nowhere, it hits you. One moment you're going about your life, and the next you experience a profound shift in awareness. It's as if a veil has been lifted from your eyes, and everything around you suddenly makes sense. The mundane details of life that once seemed insignificant now carry deep meaning. You can't explain it, but you feel different, like you've just woken up from a long, restless sleep. This is the final and most powerful sign that your subconscious is trying to wake you up. A sudden awakening is often described as a moment of clarity, a realization that changes everything. It might come after a long period of confusion or uncertainty, or it could appear suddenly, triggered by an event, a conversation, or even a quiet moment of introspection. Whatever the cause, it's a profound moment when you become acutely aware of a new truth about yourself, your life, or the world around you. Think back to a time when you suddenly got it. Maybe you were lost in a toxic relationship, a dead-end job, or a negative pattern of thinking, and then, almost out of nowhere, something clicked. It was as if your subconscious had been guiding you all along, waiting for the right moment to reveal the truth. When the awakening happened, it wasn't just a fleeting realization. It was a shift in perspective that fundamentally changed your approach to life. These awakenings are often the result of all the smaller signs we've discussed. The recurring dreams, the emotional overwhelm, the strange experiences. They all build up and prepare you for the moment when you'll see everything clearly. And when it comes, it feels like a rush of energy, a flood of awareness that can't be ignored. But what's most powerful about a sudden awakening is how it propels you forward. Once you've had this moment of clarity, you can't go back to life as you knew it. Your subconscious has opened a door to a new reality, one where you are more aligned with your true self, your purpose, and the possibilities that await you. This awakening doesn't always happen in one grand moment. Sometimes it's a slow burn, a series of smaller realizations that eventually add up to something bigger. But whether it's a sudden jolt or a gradual awakening, the result is the same. You can no longer ignore the call to wake up. Your subconscious has finally broken through, and now you're ready to step into a new chapter of your life. Now that you're aware of these 10 shocking signs, you'll never look at your reality the same way again. The question is, are you ready to answer the call? Your subconscious is waiting. The next step is yours to take.